Chapter 3, Stages of Change. So there are 5 stages of change. There's pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. And sometimes we consider termination. But we're going to go over these 5 stages right now. So during pre-contemplation, you're not considering on making a change in the near future. I would say 6 months or more is not going to happen. These people are usually defensive, demoralized, and in denial. I call it the 3 Ds. And people struggle to adhere to healthy lifestyles of self-control for so many different reasons. Firmly established habits, the desire for immediate rewards or gratification. You're healthy now and you don't have this, you kind of don't see ill health and too far in the future. So there's delayed negative health consequences. You perceive invincibility, like nothing can happen to me right now. And I think I was like this when I was young. It's like, it doesn't matter what I do, I'm going to live forever. Well, I know better now. Too much scientific information can be overwhelming. So then people kind of lose their kind of willpower to do anything. Fear of failure, especially if you've tried and failed before, and a feeling of loss of control over one's life. There's just too many choices out there. It's overwhelming. I don't know what to do. So that's the pre-contemplation stage. The next stage is contemplation, and someone might be considering a change in the next 6 months. You're aware of the problem exists and you are seriously thinking about overcoming it, but you haven't made that distinct commitment or a time frame to when to take action. This can be a long period of time. It takes motivation, soul searching. You might need a lot of reflection and possibly doing research to increase your knowledge of why this is the right thing to do. Maybe you're looking for motivation and readiness. Sometimes people will kind of push themselves a little bit further during certain life events, or the new year or something like that. My dad quit smoking when my oldest brother was born. It was kind of the life event that he needed to make that change in his life. So those are kinds of things that can happen to push us from contemplation to preparation, which is the next stage. Preparation stage is basically, let's see, my pages are out of order for my slides. Take action in the next month or so is kind of what the preparation stage is. During preparation, you're probably monitoring your activity to a certain degree. You're looking at your patterns, you're seeing where you can make changes. You possibly are crafting a goal that you can accomplish. And I think looking at that action planning, which is how can I make this happen with the way my life is right now? So let's see, I work Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. I have classes on Tuesday, Thursdays, but I have a break from noon to 1:30. Maybe I can use that time to go for a walk. Those are the things that I think are really important for the preparation stage, are looking at how you can make this happen in your life through self-monitoring, and what I call action planning is then creating a plan for how it can happen. So the action stage is when you start to feel like, hey, I can do this, I have control. And there are still many challenges in the action stage. These can be like thinking about the social impact of, these following items are the 5 main barriers to being successful. Social impact, positive and negative, the positive and negative change, kind of with maybe you don't fit with your friends in the same way as you used to. And things like that. It can be positive. Maybe you find new friends, or you find another social group, or you find another activity to do, but sometimes the social impact is great. Stress, obviously, is a problem for anybody at any stage of change. And postponement is kind of like pushing the action stage farther into the future. Like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to take that next step. So you're pushing it forward. And justification is kind of like rationalizing our action or inaction to just kind of like giving us a reason not to do something, and denying responsibility or blaming other forces outside of ourselves for our lack of motivation or a lack of action. Yeah. And sometimes action is really a stage that's really hard because it's such a new behavior. And I think this is the hardest stage to be in. The maintenance stage is, it lasts for at least 6 months after the action stage, and that's why I said on my phone I had kind of fallen off the horse for my 10,000 steps, because a person could move into the maintenance stage and it usually lasts about 5 years. And you might be like, well, 5 years is a really long time to have a health habit. Well, after 12, and this is based off of data from smokers. So after 12 months of abstinence, 43% of individuals returned to regular smoking. But after 5 years of continuous abstinence, the risk of relapse was a lot smaller at 7%. So you can think of 5 years is kind of a solidified habit, and it's more of a maintenance stage. And then your rewards, you got to keep setting rewards, set reward dates. Maybe they're smaller as it becomes more of a habit. The environmental control, maybe add new challenges to what you want to change about your life. Right now, I feel like I'm pretty solid in my physical activity, but I'm going to work on my sleep. So this is my little post-it note, and you see a picture of it on my computer. Well, I put it down lower so I could actually record these lectures, but go to sleep. Man, I'm terrible about that. So that's my new challenge for myself. And then identify the reason for your relapses and try to learn from it. Try to avoid and come up with relapse avoidance strategies, basically. So what helps change a healthy lifestyle? It can be anything from increasing knowledge, motivation, readiness, landmark events, self-management techniques. All of these are very important. What we're going to talk about in the next video is other parts of the trans-theoretical model of behavior change. We're going to talk about the processes of change, which are kind of strategies that can be used to improve or move yourself forward in the stages of change.